Hey everyone, welcome to this Monday trading video. Let's go over the markets here. Let's start with the SPY. As you can see, the SPY is trading in a channel. If you connect the lows from last week and the highs from last week, we're still trading inside this range. So if we will break to the downside, we can see some heavy selling. If we can break to the upside, we can see some buyers coming to this market, and we can see some upside. Now let's go over some scalping levels for the SPY tomorrow. The first small resistance that I see will be around this 166.63. Then we have this small pivot right here around 167. And then we have the gap window at 167.42. Now I have some other levels also on the upside. We still have this gap fill at 168.74. Then we have this lows at 168.41. And this will be it. Now let's look for some support levels here. As you can see, the markets are starting to break lower. Let's see if we are able to close and confirm below this level. So let's find some scalp long levels here. I will jump over to this 60-minute chart. We have this gap fill as first support at 165.18. Then we have this level at 164.74, and this gap window at 164.31, and gap fill at the peers of 164 at 163.91. As you can see, the SPY is now testing this channel, and let's see what will happen the coming minutes. So let's jump over to Google here. Google is very strong today. As you can see, we got a nice pop, and now we're going sideways. We close above this 200 moving average, and let's see if we can get the final push at the end of the day. So we're consolidating now below this prior pivot at 875. So I'm looking for the next level for a short. First we got this level, this prior pivot at 876.72, and then we have this gap fill at 881, and then we have this area at 885.05. Okay guys, let's go over the daily chart here on Google. Okay, we'll jump over to my other screen. As you can see, last week we got a breakdown of this head and shoulders pattern. The target will be this gap fill at 830. Now if we can see some bounce back into this neckline with this multi-moving average, the 20 and the 50 moving average, this will be a dead-on short on Google. The stop loss on this play will be any close above this 50 moving average. That will be your stop out. And the target will be still this gap fill at 830. And my second target will be around this 200 moving average, around 800. Okay, let's go over ExxonMobil here. Still a weak name. As you can see, today we're breaking down. The first big support that I see on ExxonMobil will be this 85.80 to this low around 885, the peers of the even number. I'm still looking to pick up a small long position in this general area. Now if we can get any bounce into ExxonMobil the coming days, this will be my first resistance at 88.05, and then it will be the 200 moving average as my next target. Let's find some scalping levels on ExxonMobil here. The first big resistance that I see will be this 88. We still have a minor level right here, this gap window, the peers of the 50 moving average. around 87.80, with a gap fill just above around 87.90, but I'm looking for this higher pivot. And then we have this area, this consolidation area, around 88.50. And then we have the 200 moving average on the upside for resistance. Now let's find some support. The first level of support that I see will be around 86.53. This prior consolidation before this up move. And then we have this level around 85.45 to this pivot low around 85 even number. Okay, let's go over another weak name here, JP Morgan. As you can see on this intraday chart, we gapped lower this morning, and from that point on we saw a nice sell-off. So let's find some support areas for JP Morgan. The first big level that I see, we pierced this area, so we'll look for the next one. We have this gap window around 51.54. And then we have this gap fill at the pierce of 51 even number. The level is $50.93. And then we have this pivot low. This will be the big support area around $50.30. You can even watch for the pierce of the $50 even number. Let's go over the daily chart here. As you can see, JP Morgan is still falling. First support will be this pivot low at 51.51. But I'm looking at this low, this prior pivot low at $50.40. And maybe a pierce of it to the 200 moving average. But we need to see what the markets will do when we get around this prior pivot. Okay, last chart here will be Chevron. As you can see, Chevron is also weak again. I'm still looking for this 200 moving average with this area for a swing long around 116.83. Now let's go over some scalping levels for tomorrow on Chevron. The first level will be this pivot high, 120.20, and then we have this 200 moving average with this gap window around 121. Now let's find some scalping levels. Chevron here. The first level that I see will be this area, 118.17, and then we have this pivot right here around 117 even number. Okay guys, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow for a new update. Oh yeah, let's go over the SPY here quickly. Let's see if we broke the trend line on the 10-minute chart. And as you can see, it found some support here. So keep an eye on these two trend lines here. If we break it to the downside, we can see some massive selling, and if we can break it to the upside, some buyers will step into this market, and we can see a few day bounce here. Okay guys, that was it. Don't forget to subscribe. I see you all tomorrow for a new update.